right here. Still some of you wounded by battle, others just having barely their wounds healed. You stand in this devilish room with just a few rays of very dim sunlight shining in, slowly illuminating the little bits of dried blood with which the pentagram was drawn. There's still dust from the enemies that you killed. And in the doorway stands the man that is finished by you. The man that you've tried to avoid by sneaking around his house, holding a couple of daggers at you. I think it's best if you stay here until the lady returns to the house, he says. He's holding two daggers, one up front, one more to the back. He's looking ready to use them, should you try. What do you do? Of course, one of you recognizes this man, despite the fact that he is currently covering most of his face with a hood.
Counteroffer?
Saban says that out loud.
Yes.
You guys, as you stand here, still a little bit tense, uncertain about the situation, Saban suddenly starts off the conversation with that line. The hooded figure looks at you, slightly raises its head, just revealing enough for a raised eyebrow to be seen. What could you possibly be offering me?
Silence.
Silence.
There is 3 of us. Even if you're fast, I am sure that you can catch all 3 of us. Or if I hold you down, how easy can you get out from there? Now,
Want to go with deception or persuasion?
Saban is not deceiving, but it's not done yet with. That was basically just the premise.
Well, my thinking here is because, you are slightly wounded from your battle, your resources are spent, so...
Saban isn't saying we're going to survive. He's just going to say that he'll just die himself.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah, so, it's just that one of us will get away.
You can keep talking.
Can you catch all of us? Yeah. So, chances of you stopping all of us are low. I think we can both agree on it. Sure, you're going to catch some, probably even to the end. But we have nothing against you, and if you accept the offer, we'll just say that there was no man staying guard here. And if the owner of the house claims otherwise, well, looking at the rest of the house, I don't think she's that trustworthy. So you don't need to be worried about your involvement in it.
You want to give me a persuasion?
Also, sir, I helped your niece a little help for us, okay?
Alright, brought up the knees as well. I'm not going to give you quite advantage, but I'll consider it in the DC.
Persuasion.
Persuade.
Alright.
Alright.
13.
He looks you up and down and responds. There's no emotion, no hostility. But I'm also just doing my job. And I'm not an idiot. I know what you're up to. You escape here. I think I'm going to be out of a job. I do appreciate you helping out there, but I tend to keep my private life and work life separate.
So what are you getting paid? To me it seems like, well, It's a big risk that you're gonna be without an employer, no matter what comes of this. Because, well, those two are fast.
He looks at the other two, and he sees one scrawny sorcerer type and, well, an admittedly quite athletic-looking fella. Maybe, but I can't help but notice that I'm standing in the doorway, so I don't want to get through.
The doorway, but not the exit. Also, well, you may be able to take me. I can move you out from there. And again, you're with the same problem. You need to catch up to them while I'm holding you down.
Look, it's quite simple. I don't have anything against you. Right now.
And I have nothing against you.
Right now.
Just saying, take the better job.
If I let you go, I'm gonna be out of a job. I'm gonna have failed my duties. So, on the other hand, I've got no reason to kill you. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't just let you leave after what you've seen. So I think it might be the best if you just agree to wait until the lady returns to the house. Then, she can decide what to do with you.
You see, from our side of view, that's not the best possible way. Especially when, as a group, I do still think we have the upper hand with this. And I'd rather not waste too much time, as the more time we spend, the more your hand goes up.
No, you shouldn't underestimate me. I feel like I've been doing this for a much longer time than you.
Probably. Like I said, I just believe that I can stall you enough, not stop you.
Maybe, though I'll always not be able to keep one of you here.
Well,
Maybe that'll be
you
enough.
really need to.
Maybe
you
it'll
really
be.
need to do one thing to get people to come running.
The guardhouse is much closer than the square.
Yeah, the guardhouse is
You've seen what happened up here, in this attic. You know where this blood came from. You know what's in the chests. There are other noble houses in Blockhead you can work for. You don't need to work for this woman. What if it was your niece in one of those chests? Would your allegiance still lie with Veshta?
Give me a persuasion roll.
I really hope this fucking works.
Is it with bandage for every one of us, so?
I'll be honest, my mind is all... just roll normally, I'm afraid.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll be honest with you, I was even thinking of giving you a disadvantage, but...
Yeah, to be fair, someone isn't that close to threatening with these, almost.
I'm not threatening him. I'm just stating the facts.
Look, I'm a professional. Besides, the way that the lock is currently looking, none of my people are allowed in here. The only reason why I'm here is because, well, I'm into killing myself. So I don't...
So you also know how easily Madame will put all the blame on you for this. As much as she can.
That'd be ridiculous. She couldn't do it if she wanted to. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm quite the slippery fella.
No, actually, you bumped into me when I last saw you. To be fair, that is how the lad saw him. So he is like, I don't know. Like, I almost punched you out of reflex.
I admit, I got a little cocky last time we met. But
And
that's
that was
all.
us just sitting around the house. Be sure not to get cocky here.
underestimated your side. I think this is my own. But that's all the more reason why I'm not going to make any mistakes here now. You're not going to get the upper hand on me this time. Rika and Septimus. If you want, please make me an arcana check, both of you.
Okay. That's not great.
Let's see. 14?
Alright. Chris, you might still be a bit distracted by what has happened all around you. The wounds, the fights, it was something. I mean, you just, what were those ghasts? No, not ghasts, whites.
No.
Right? Wow.
I think it's more relevant to say I'm currently thinking of every single possibility of escape.
I've looked at every single possibility. We win mercifully. But, Septimus, as this conversation goes on, you notice that, well, I mean, you probably always suspected this, but he's clearly a spellcaster. In some capacity. And, yeah, you suspect that he's probably got a couple of spell slots that, yeah, he could fire at you if you try anything on him. In fact, he is already set in a position where if any battle happens, he's ready. So right now there's no way to get the jump on him unless you do something really creative.
Ooh.
Saban, is there anything more you would like to say? Or perhaps Septimus?
So you're saying talk no money will get you to budge from that door frame?
You're saying money?
I asked before, how much you getting paid?
Good question. I didn't think we'd be talking about salaries.
I think a skilled craftsman is like 2 gold a day, so I think he could be above that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely above that. But we're talking here one-time payment for me to lose my job. You realize that would be quite a lot of money you would have to throw me for that. And even
To
then,
take you into account, it's you long beforehand to be on the job market. Much nicer that way than suddenly having your employer go missing.
no, I've been making some powerful enemies. This shit isn't standing by alone. You realize that, surely.
Doubt that our employer is standing by themselves either.
Really? What they got? Maybe they'll lock you? The most threatening thing they've got is that weird devil guy. And that one isn't exactly as smart as a fox. It's easy to work around him.
You haven't said a number.
What's your offer?
20 gold.
20 gold. That's pathetic.
Gotta start somewhere, and it lasts you half a month in the bottle.
Forget it. There's pointless. Besides, what am I going to do with all the money? I'm not sure you noticed, but, well, I don't think I'd be leaving this place alive if I took this sort of thing.
I prefer to take the chance, but I guess that does leave us with very little choice.
It's simple. Don't do anything funny. Just stay here. Wait for the lady to come around. And then you can talk with her. Maybe you can bribe her.
Saban just takes a look at Rika and Septimus Saw. Saracen, she likes to be called. Just what kind of faces are they making? Oh, nodding.
I want to have a moment. A lot of loyalty for a hired blade.
It's respectable.
At my sort of work, you notice quickly that backstabbing people is just gonna get you killed.
Yeah. Well,
Someone with your abilities would not find it very difficult to work for someone who probably doesn't kill people and stuff them in chests.
yeah, your taste in employers doesn't seem to be the best. However, well, you wouldn't be needing this. Saban tosses the sword onto the ground.
You're tossing your sword to the ground.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what sort of high ground you think you're standing. You're clearly working with a burgomaster. And he ain't exactly an unbelievable, is he?
No, but at least he's against Strahd, so that certainly makes up for a lot of his misgivings.
We certainly see all
Sounds a weird teenager didn't find any skeletons there. But I don't think we really have much to gain by talking, I'm afraid.
So we're gonna have to do it the hard way then.
I suppose that's still up to you.
The disco just lagged, so I didn't hear a thing.
Basically, you're both in a standstill where, like, well, talking doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah. Saban is just going to nod towards Rika and Sherasin. And
I'll be
then,
honest, yeah, Sherrison doesn't really know what to do, so
yeah. Well, the window's there.
Yeah.
Which means the Saban will toss the blade to the ground and then he will proceed to punch the man.
Alright, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Sadly, you were all pretty set, so basically any sign of aggression is just gonna cost you initiative. Let's go.
y'all, why don't we jump out the window?
That would also
And
cost
that
initiative.
is what
Don't-
I'm doing.
Don't be...
Saban's going to
following.
make sure. Saban's going to
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't move, so that we can get out of here.
Okay, all right.
clever bastard, aren't you? Alright.
Yes. And also I noticed I can't use a fireball, so we can't get Kursk on the case like quickly.
Now, before we go through this a
And
little bit
I
more,
can't convert spell slots right now.
I'm just going to tell you really quickly, this is a small circular window. So it may not be as easy to jump through as you think. Especially for some of the larger people among you. But it seems possible and plausible. So you can give it a go, but do keep in mind, you're going to have to make a good jump to get through this in one go. Not to mention, it's one of those not really openable windows. But alright, initiative has been rolled, and we're starting off with Rika.
Great. Okay, so what I do is I run and I dash and I get out the window by jumping through it.
Okay, so you're just gonna frontal jump through the window, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the way we're gonna do it. First of all, you're just going to do this quickly, right?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, what I want you to roll me is an acrobatics to basically properly find a way in which you can basically in one go get your whole body through the window.
Did you say acrobatics?
Hmm?
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Okay.
Basically, let's see what great jump you can do here. Meanwhile, just gonna see if I can.
Okay. Acrobatics. 15.
Okay, just give me a go. Just give me a moment. Just need to put up some music. I really hope this is gonna work. Yeah, let's hope it works.
Your music.
Yeah, good enough. Now, back on track. You rolled a 15.
Yes.
Alright, not bad. So, there's good news and there's bad news. So as you go right there, also, I hope you do remember, you're quite high, so I hope you have...
Yes, I realize.
Okay, you're prepared for this, okay.
I realize, yes.
Good. So, as you crash through the window, I'm gonna need to have you roll 1d6 of slashing damage that you take through the amount of glitter, not glitter,
Glass.
the amount of shards that fly around you.
Okay.
All
One
right.
damage.
Take 1 slashing damage as you basically just put your hands protectively in front of you, just right through the wings, gracefully, a long way, you get through. And as you do, well, let me just see. Yeah, because the way we've been doing it so far, I've always ruled it sort of in your favor that when you fall at the start of your turn. But on this occasion, this appears to be to your disadvantage. So we'll do it this way. You're currently literally falling out the window, and as we go on your next turn, you're completing the fall, and it's going to be your turn again. But if you want, I can give you back your action, because you did take the dash action for no reason because of that, and you couldn't have known that. So if you want, you can still take an action to do something.
Okay. Well, then I kind of want to do a Max Payne, just jumping out backwards, and be kind of fun to shoot him with a firebolt at the same time.
All right. I think you got the bolt, did you? Yeah.
You could also do a guiding bolt to make it easier for. Actually. Yes, because it's just verbal and somatic. So I could actually, yes. I will do a guiding bolt instead, at level 1.
All right, go on.
Let's see if it hits. 23.
Check up, okay. 23 is, yes, as a matter of fact, it is enough.
Okay, he takes 14 damage, and any attack on him now has advantage.
How much?
Next.
14,
He takes
oh my dear.
14 radiant.
All right, that's quite a
And
bit.
any attack on him has advantage. Just the next one, but yes, any attack after this.
All right, so as you shoot this flame, it hits him into the side, but he does sort of like spinning him to deflect most of the damage. But it certainly seems to have struck him quite well.
Oh, yeah.
And as you basically jump backwards, shooting this lightning, you are looking down, already anticipating the fall that's going to start approaching to you soon. Who do you give your turn
Does
to?
he have uncanny dodge?
I mean, most likely he's likely a rogue.
I don't know.
Who do you give your turn to?
I give my turn to Zaban.
Alright, it's fine. Also, I'm just going to tell you straight because I don't want to play around with that sort of information. That was just a flavor. He didn't actually get any resistance or circular damage. He took the full
Okay. Okay.
Zaban will carry on up and just bear his shield, and as he strikes it, he says, well, we're both just doing our jobs, as he proceeds to attack with the shield to the man's face.
Alright, go on.
That's a miss.
Is that an advantage on purpose or?
Yes, because of guiding bolt.
Oh,
Yes.
right, sorry. Yeah, so as you go to try and strike, he swiftly dodges under and returns to the side, going, I don't mind, I haven't had this sort of action in a while anyway. Give it your best shot.
Should have caught me half an hour before if you wanted that.
Professionals don't work with Ray. And just as he says that, you hit him
Yeah, so basically go with the shield, proceed to go down.
square into the chest as he turns around, basically puffing him backwards. Roll your damage.
5 points of bludgeoning.
He takes it and is thrown backwards a little bit, giving you an opportunity to grapple him should you choose to take it.
Yeah, that is what Zaban will do.
Alright, go on. Athletics. Let me just check real quickly.
23.
I'm just going to roll. Oh, okay. This is
Rogue expertise.
a pain. And 18. You successfully grapple.
I will then spend half my movement to drag him up here.
Oh, you sneaky.
We're actually there, yeah.
You sneaky shit, yeah. Where you put him down?
There or here. I think here is less visibility to the room.
Okay. As you bash him backwards, you push your advantage, pushing him further and grabbing him by the...
Oh wait, actually, can I stay here and
Yeah,
push him
yeah,
there?
you can.
Okay, that gets here.
And you slam him to the wall with your shield, trying to keep
Yeah.
him there, in place.
Told you. And with that, I give my turn to Septimus.
Alright?
Yeah, okay. Septimus is going to follow Rika and dive out the window.
Oh, okay, I'm just going to say, because the way that we're moving falling, she is still right there. So if you're going, you might collide with her if you jump immediately after her right now.
How many hit points does Rika have?
29.
Is it not visible? Right?
How healthy do they see? No, we can't see.
No,
We can only see ourselves.
Actually, 28. We can only see ourselves.
Yeah.
Hang on. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, let me just change.
You're allowed to see other people's HP?
I see no issue with it.
Nice. Meta
Okay.
game.
Okay. So would I be pushing around if I rushed to get out of the window too?
You would definitely, there's a chance that you would collide, but I'll say that if you roll high enough, you might be able to just squeeze along.
Can I try to jump out after her if I run now?
Hold your action to basically jump out once she's dropped a little bit more.
Basically.
I
so.
guess, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do it that way.
hold an action to jump after.
So
Yeah,
we'll get
so
to
that means that she can, yeah.
Okay, so the moment when she is out of the way, we're going to have you immediately run up. That's the way your turn is going. And with that, of course, the turn goes over to the good old guy. And he is going to...
Move over there.
Sorry?
Move the token
No,
there
don't
already.
move him yet. I'm ruling this as a hold action. You can hold action as basically, only if you don't do anything else that turn. So, the way I'm going to put him...
So, okay, in that case, I should have just given the turn to him.
Now he is going to... Tough.
Bone will use a free action to say, still walk out.
Come again?
So Bone will use a free action to say, you can still walk out.
Oh, wait. Without me feeling my responsibilities, can't have that. He's going to... Oh my goodness, this is just terrible. You've basically completely destroyed his battle plan by moving him there. He's so screwed. Like, you were right. He can't stop you all now. Right, okay, he's gotta make do with the situation. Like, even as it is right now, you're gonna have to jump out one by one. So he's gonna have to try and see if he can stop one of you at least. So he's gonna start off by using his bonus action to teleport out of your grasp into this position. And so just as you hold him there in place, suddenly, same warping effect as you've seen before. And you know what, actually?
I wonder, does he need to see there?
Don't worry about that. Actually, he's gone. You don't see him anymore. And at this point, as you don't see him anymore, you also don't hold him anymore. He's definitely not there anymore. This is just invisibility. He's just gone somewhere. I mean, you still saw the same teleporting effect and everything, but you don't see him anymore around you. And
Shifted floors. Oh, will yell.
and after that, what is happening is... It's a good question. Who am I gonna... Well, Saban, you are the most wounded one right now. You still got your shield up, right?
Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna have to... That's normally how this game works. Alright,
So I hear.
25 hits.
Yes, it does.
Alright. As he disappears suddenly, out of nowhere, you feel a pain in your back as something connects. Something sharp.
Ooh.
Something, well, sharp at first it feels like, but not quite. It's a bit different. And you take... oh my goodness, this is something. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you take 8 force damage. As you feel something just even hitting you through your armor itself.
As it gets running.
And after
Yes.
that, you
Actually gets Saban bloodied by 1 hit point.
just as you feel that, you see a second one flying inches away from your face, past you, through the doorway, past Septimus as well, as you see this ethereal knife basically just flying through you and through the wall.
Run fast.
And now, seeing as he was at the end of the initiative, he goes again. And just as he does go again, another portal opens and he appears here. And at that point, he's going to attack Septimus. Oh, feelings, just doing a job. 15, does that hit?
Let me check. Nope.
Alright, in that case, as he basically appears there, he's trying to clothesline you with his arm, and you swiftly dodge out of the way. And as you do, as you basically dodge downwards to dodge his clothesline, you see him spin around in place and his foot shoots out, trying to basically throw off one of your legs. As he once again tries to do that, but just as you react, you see his leg coming and you basically jump over it, perfectly dodging his strip attack. And with that, that's him. and he gives the turn to
Yeah.
Saban.
Wasn't done with you. I don't think I have advantage anymore. Oh wait, did we have flanking?
No, we don't play with flanking.
Guiding bolt only has for one turn.
Yeah, only has for the first attack.
Well, time to bash him with the shield again.
Alright.
18.
18, as you try to go in for the badge, he spins up his blades and blocks it with both of his daggers as he pushes it back, as he parries your attack.
Aggressive.
You learn a trick or two. With this throwing you off, you try to give it a large swing, but it was so telegraphed that he easily dodges it by taking a step back. Look, you can still pipe down. All I'm asking is just to sit down and wait.
I can do that soon. Saban gives his turn to Rika.
Alright, Rika. As your turn starts, you start falling. Is there anything you do to prevent the fall?
Prevent the fall?
I
No,
don't know,
would
is there
not.
anything you would like to try? You got feather fall maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, in that case, as you start, it's D6, I think, right?
D6 per
For every 10 feet. Yeah.
Yep. So as you start falling, now you're not going to fall the whole feet because on the first floor there's a little bit of an outcrop that basically comes out to give a little bit of safety from the elements to the windows there. So as you start falling, you crash onto that, and as you do, you take 18 damage, 18 bludgeoning damage as you crash into it. And as you do, it gives in and you fall once again down, but this time it's not enough to cause any additional damage. You're prone.
Okay.
And as this
And
happens, somebody's held action triggers. Septimus, do you want to run out the window now as you were planning?
Yes.
You will have to
I'm
take an
jumping out.
opportunity attack.
Do it.
You know what? I'll risk it.
Alright.
After that,
Does a 14 hit?
nope.
Alright. So as he tries to once
Saban
again
is keeping him busy.
stop you, as you do, you jump out the window, same as Rika. I'm just going to move her aside a little bit. And give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, I hope this goes well.
It is easy
20.
because the glass is
shit.
already broken. And with ease, you jump in through like an athletic high jumper into water. You do a little spin and twirl as you do it. And you easily go through it, even though there's little shards on the edge of the window still, you easily sidestep any of them and go perfectly through the window. And we'll get back to you on your turn as you're going to have to face a problem of fall. Back to Rika. You're on the ground. You're prone. As you look above you, you see a figure, a shadow on the sky above you.
Well, seeing as I have my movement and my action, I'm gonna use my movement to run 30 feet down the road, and I'm gonna use my action to dash 30 feet.
So hang
30
on,
more
hang
feet.
on. You are prone right now, so you're going to move.
Oh, yeah. Then
Oh,
I'm gonna
movement.
use half my movement to get up, and then 15 feet, and then 30 more feet because dash.
Okay,
But
so
I am running.
you're moving 45 feet up to try. You're trying to go to the street, right?
Yes.
Straight to the street, right? Through
Through
main
the
gates.
street.
In that case, I mean, look, there's not really anything in particular I'm going to make you roll, I don't think.
But I am gonna be yelling bloody murder.
What kind of roll would shouting be?
Charisma performance.
I can do performance.
You know, fine, let's go with... Actually, just give me a straight-up charisma roll to see how loud you can scream this.
Oh.
Either
I
that or
will do-
constitution, I think, to see how much air you can get in your lungs.
I'll
or
leave it
the
up to you, constitution or charisma.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a lot better at charisma, so No.
Okay. You make it free-fall across the main front garden as you're already in view of the street, but still not quite on. And you scream loud. And the rain is still going on, and there's still, you're still hearing this, but as you run forward, you scream and you scream, and even through the rain, you feel pretty confident anyone close by must have heard it. And in fact, it even feels like it's not even as bad as it was before the rain. It feels like it's subsiding. And with that, is that the end of your turn?
Yes,
Okay.
I can't do anything else.
You can give it to either to mystery guy or Septimus.
No, the mystery guy took a double turn, so it's only Septimus.
Oh, right. So Septimus, as we come to you, you're falling. Is there anything you can do about that? If you want,
I can brace for impact.
Yeah, if you want, you can expend your action, I say, to try and minimize some of the damage.
Let
Try
me
to land
think.
on your feet.
To
I don't
attempt
want to
it
land
anyway.
on my feet. That might break something. Can I try?
Yep.
Do I have a dagger? I don't have a fucking dagger. Can you believe this?
Top 10 items with which you shouldn't leave the house with an adventure.
Should have borrowed an axe. Actually, yeah, Saban doesn't have a dagger either. He just
Well,
uses a hand axe.
you should have brought an ender pearl. Just mitigate all the damage.
Yeah, true.
You want to
Just
Yeah,
kill
I
a monk.
I can brace for impact. That's about
Alright.
all I can do. Or I can try to
So, you're going to
claw
brace
on the wall.
for impact. I'm going to say, how are you doing this? Are you literally just trying to curl up into a ball to try and minimize the damage to yourself, or?
Are there any trees that I can try to grab on a
Oh
branch?
no,
or
not that close to
something?
the house, no.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm just trying to do my best to land and then try to roll.
Okay, give me
That's
an
what I've been told
acrobatics.
you should do when you fall from a really big height. What should that be? Athletics or acrobatics?
You will take damage either way, but you might take less damage.
Okay.
Okay.
12.
That is, I'll be kind. Yeah, you managed to avoid some damage. As you fall, due to the fact that now, of course, there's already a hole in there, you fall straight through the hole. As you do, you brace for impact, try to make sure you don't trap yourself on any of the edges around the hole, and as you do, you try to make a graceful roll or anything really to reduce the damage, and you feel like you're partly succeeding, but still, at the end of the day, it's quite a long fall. And while you do manage to minimize the damage to some extent, you still take quite a lot. You take 26 bludgeoning damage.
How fucking high is this floor?
Oh my goodness.
It's about, I'd say,
The third floor, isn't that like 15 bit?
you need to keep in mind this is a noble's house. Like the floors aren't just really neatly stick. The rooms are a bit larger than that. I'd say you're about the height of roughly 100 feet.
Oh, 100, it's 30 meters tall. Holy shit.
10 meter rooms.
Don't question it.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, 10 feet is 3 meters. That's a meter taller than most rooms.
We can argue about my perception of geometry later, but right now, this is all that matters. So, as you basically manage to try and, you are still prone. You managed to minimize some damage, but you are prone, sadly. So, you're lying there on the ground and you're hurting, but it's alright. So, what do you do?
Moaning in pain and groaning, I pull myself up and I look to find Rika, and we start running the fuck away.
Alright, so as you spot Rika, a bit more than half across the main yard, you start getting yourself up and following her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. She's a bit further away than you, and you should be able to make up with her soon. Now, who do you give your turn to? New initiative.
I'm going to give it to Saban.
Okay, Saban. You see your friends have all made it out through the window. what do you do?
I punch the guy with my shield.
Alright, go on.
16
16,
and 16.
let me just check real quick. Sadly, the first punch, once again, he blocks easily, and the second one does connect, however. Roll damage.
Ooh. So that's what's going on. 6 points bludgeoning damage.
Alright, not bad.
And he's back with 23.
I need to contest that though. I'm just gonna roll
Yeah.
straight one, visibly.
Yeah, to be fair, he has a fucking plus 10.
He has quite a
Yeah,
high bonus.
escape. That's
But once again,
18.
you manage to grab him. It's mostly because you follow your bashes immediately up with that grapple that basically puts him off. He stays with, he is very graceful fighter, but the moment you knock him off, it's over. You are managing to make the most out of those little missteps he does. And you've got him grabbed.
Christ's sake.
You aren't bad.
I drag him here.
You know you're wasting your time with that.
That's the point.
Is it? Sacrificing yourself so your friends can make it happen.
Still giving you the chance to walk out. No reports of you being here.
I'm counting with you, but I'm afraid they already know I wasn't here to begin with. There's gonna be some questions if you find out that while I was here, something like this happened. Who do you give your turn to? Him or your allies?
Well, do what you must then. I will give my turn to Rika.
Alright. Rika, do you keep going or do you wait for Septimus to get up?
No, still sprinting like my life depends on
The
it.
first problem that does occur to you though is that the gate, the main gate, is closed.
Okay.
How hard is it locked from the inside?
What's the plan right there?
Okay. What kind of lock is on there? Just, you know.
It looks like a
Okay.
fairly old and obvious lock. It is one of the older models. If you had the time to lockpick it, you probably could do so rather quickly. But time is the thing that
Okay.
I'm gonna be right back. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Alright. Rika?
Okay. Is there dirt under the gate? Like on both sides?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Then I run up to it, up to the gate, and I use mold earth to pull out the dirt from under the gate and deposit it right next to it. There is now a 5-foot cube missing of dirt under the gate.
Oh, prison
This all finally came in handy.
prison break style. I like it. Okay. Still, 5 feet itself. It's you know, it's not going to make you immediately get through. You're going to have to, you know, reduce movement to actually get through there, unless you want to spend your next turn also to increase the small passage. Yeah. But yeah, you seem to have found a way to swiftly be able to get through there. At this point, I'm going to have you and Septimus be out of the initiative, and we're going to see how Saban fares by himself. I'm going to come back to you after a certain amount of time, however. Now, yes, it goes back to Mystery Guy, who is going to... Well, I'm afraid I can't leave you, Dave. And once again, he is...
I'm fine to sit down.
Are you trying to deceive him, or are you genuine?
No, that's... Saban technically is done.
Okay, do you...
If he's not going after the two others, he's fine.
Okay. Roll me persuasion. See if he believes you. For a moment, you see a flash of disappointment in his face. And he looks you up and down. Well... That isn't development I didn't anticipate. Yeah, disappointment. I suppose my prejudice is getting none. Alright. Well then, I'll keep an eye on you. Don't try anything funny. And, in that case, let's go downstairs and wait. Although, I suspect we're not going to be waiting for the lady army at this point. I can't hear you, Dismal.
Just like you're muted.
I'd say it might be best for both of us to not wait for her, but it is up to you. Saban goes over to the floor. Mind if I pick it up? As he points to the sword on the ground.
I do, actually. As a matter of fact, well, do you mind if I tie you up? For security purposes, of course. You understand, I'm sure.
Sure. Be sure you can tell that that's... Depending how much you tie me up, it's not gonna do that much.
Yeah, but that's going to buy some time for me to, well, get the hell out of here.
You're gonna leave me hanging here?
Look, I think it might be enough to show that I've done my duty to some capacity. But I'm not personal to stick around. I've got a feeling that your friends are going to come back with some chivalry, some intent of saving you. And I don't want to be stuck around here when it's that devil guy shows up. So, I think...
I'd say that's smart. And
just gonna put my head
you can
down.
trust me. Yeah, and trust me. As far as I know, it was just some nobody that was guarding you.
Sure thing.
No hard feelings.
Yeah, no hard feelings.
Yeah, as Saban takes off the shield from his hand and puts it on the ground as well.
Alright, are you
Could
going to
just
let
lift
yourself
him
be
by the
tied
bed.
up then?
Saban will take a lean against the table, but there is one thing he will do while being tied up. He is going to flex all his muscles.
Is that a strategy to try and make sure that you can sort of deflex them and sort of loosen them a little bit later?
Yep.
Or? I
Yep.
see.
I'd say it's not the first time Saban is being tied up, so...
Quite possibly. Do me a stealth roll, because I feel like he is aware of these sorts of techniques.
Can I use stealth with strength? Because I'm using dexterity to flex my muscles.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not good. If anything, I'm thinking maybe more like charisma stealth in this situation. I'm not sure how you would stealthily flex.
I mean, I'm wearing a cloak and lots of clothes on me. Saban's fighting style is him hiding his posture. It is up to you. Stealth, if it's with charisma, it's a -1. If it's with dex, it's a +2. If it's with strength, it's a +3.
You know what? We'll just be going with the normal dex. Let's keep it normal for now. All right,
Yeah.
12. You're not quite certain if you got through with it, but either way, he seems to know his knots and has seemed to have bound you quite thoroughly. You might be able to still get some edge out of it by loosening up later, but he is definitely has done this before as well. After having tied both your hands to one of the close-by beds, he proceeds to go to your feet, and after that, he sort of like puts some of the punching you've done, sort of like brushes himself off. He goes,
Sorry about that.
no worries. Anyway, by the way, I didn't when I have the opportunity to say some good things about certain minds before that.
Of course. Sorry that the next time we met was, with all this.
Yeah, sorry to have to escalate like that. Well, but
Hope you get out safe.
put me in a bit of a boring situation here. No good choice, really. But
Sorry.
yeah, looks like either way.
Sure, with your talent, you can find another employer.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, this job was kind of cozy. It wasn't so much moving around, just sticking in the lock. It wasn't that bad. Shame. Anyway, later. And he teleports away.
All right. Time to drag myself to the bed and... Well, he apparently didn't search me, so I'm just going to take out one of my hand axes.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
But first, let's return back to Rika and Septimus. Rika, do you want to give me, let's say... Actually, at this point, you're able to catch up with each other. So if you want, both of you can sort of like put together to give one of you an advantage roll with, let's say, athletics to get as far away as possible and alert the authorities to what is happening as quickly as possible.
You probably have better athletics than I do. So, giving you advantage is probably the better choice.
Hold on, what was that? I didn't hear anything.
One of
You probably
has to
have
roll.
better athletics than I do. So, I help you run. So you get advantage. I think
Okay.
that makes sense.
That's an excellent proposition. And I run to the guardhouse, right?
Alright, roll me athletics then to see how quickly you make it there. Alright.
15?
The biggest problem is really just with getting through the gates. Like, you guys have sort of like come with this sort of molding dirt thing, and you're sort of trying to climb through it. That basically costs you the most of time. But of course, you do manage to get out of there eventually, and you run to the guardhouse. And as you do, as you arrive there, Septimus, you do first, because running a bit behind. What do you do? Standing in front of the guard's house, there is 2 guards in position there, eyeing you warily. And
God damn it, it's been such a long time, I don't even remember the names. What's the name of the demon guy who doesn't like
Captain
Rika?
Kursk.
Captain Kursk.
like Kirk,
Yes.
but with an S.
Yes.
One of the soldiers actually looks at you and goes, "Oi, what are you doing there? Attendance at the event is mandatory."
Get Captain Kursk. Immediately.
What's this? You don't. Who do you think you
Trust
are?
me, he will want to be informed of this. This is of utmost importance and it has to happen now.
Okay, give me an intimidation check there.
Why do I always end up taking fucking charisma-based roles? I'm always shit at it.
And that charisma is my forte.
11?
They seem a little taken aback by your confident display, but they seem to still be a little hesitant about leaving their posts. Look, who are you anyway? At this point, Rika catches up with you, and as they see her approaching and basically standing next to you, they go,
Where is the captain?
the captain.
No.
The captain is at the event.
God, why didn't you just say so? Rika's running out.
They flinch.
Just doesn't even care. Running off.
Okay, Septimus.
Septimus is gonna glare at the guards and then run after, and then before running after Rika, he's gonna say, "There, was that so difficult?" and run.
So as you keep on going towards the event, we're going to cut back to you after we go back to good old
Saban.
Saban. Saban, you've waited a few more safety moments just in case, because, well, he is a teleporting guy, you know, never know. And as you basically lie there with both your hands and feet tied to the bed, you think about breaking man. How are you approaching this? You are currently quite heavily tied, but you get some playing room by stopping to flex. But still, it's not quite as easy as just going.
So I'm tied from both my hands.
Yes.
I thought they were like together against the bed.
So it's more of a BDSM kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
kinky fucker.
Yeah.
You never asked what these beds were used for.
Well,
Anyway,
Yeah,
don't
that's
wanna
true.
know.
what's your plan? You want to try and sort of like rip out of them? You want to chimney out of them?
Yeah, how do the beds seem? They're made out of metal, if I'm correct, though.
The bed appears to be made out of metal, yes. It's a rather robust design.
Not that rusty, is it?
It's hard to tell from your position currently. The only way you really know is by trying. You can sort of raise your head to the side and look forward, but from what you see, no immediate rust, no. Despite the fact that they are up here in this more dusty environment, it seems that these beds specifically are not as old as everything, as let's say, some of the furniture.
Well... Now, if I were to do some... So, how are my legs tied up? Are they just tied up together, or are they tied up to the bed?
Also tied up separately.
Yeah. Alright. I guess in that case, Saban is basically gonna try to pull out his right arm as much as he can to loosen up the ropes and the knots, and then try to slip it out after it's loosened a little.
You can give me a strength check or dexterity check, whichever you would prefer. Just straight.
Yeah. Strength would be the main. 18.
All right. Yeah, you managed to do it. It takes a bit of time, a bit of pulling, a little bit of adjusting, but eventually you snap some of the rope, and you got your right hand, or whichever one you were trying to work on.
No, right hand. Yeah. Shake it a few times. Damn it.
It was
Makes
quite heavily tied.
Yeah.
You feel some
Yeah.
of the rope.
Yeah, he's gonna slowly say, could have been a little more cautious. Well, can reach in, grab his hand axe and just cut off the arms and then the legs.
Okay. You don't need to. You get free quickly enough. At which point my question is, how do you proceed? How do you lead? What's the plan?
I will proceed to blockade every door in this house.
Sorry? Okay, please just tell me what you're intending there, because this is...
To make sure they don't come in and destroy the evidence.
Oh, so
I'm gonna wait for the guards to come in.
Okay, so you're
So I'm basically gonna fortify myself into the building.
in the attic specifically, or is just going downstairs and you're...
Downstairs.
Okay, you're going downstairs and then you're fortifying every door.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna be dragging furniture in front of the doors.
You mean every door on the outside, or literally every door from room to room?
No, every door on the outside.
Okay, I was for a moment.
And then the windows.
About that, as you do exit, less sneakily than previously, you hear once again the scratching on the door of the girl that is locked in there, still just moaning and begging to be let out. Please, I'll be good this time. Please let me go. Scratching. You get any heat of it or you not?
for now, firstly, Saban would fortify the doors, and then if there's any time left, he's gonna remain, go back up there.
Okay, fortifying doors.
Yeah, and plugging the windows. I have my blacksmith tools, so I think that should include some nails, so I can even board up some of the windows if need be.
Fair enough. In that case, roll me an athletic check to see how quickly you can do all of this. Because time is the most interesting aspect.
Ooh, 15.
15, okay. Yeah, you're going at a pretty good pace. Now we're coming back to the cavalry. As you arrive on the main plaza, where of course the event is already happening, you see that once you've arrived here, in fact it was slowly decreasing further and further you went down the road. There's no rain at all here anymore, in fact. It seems like the rain has stopped, and as you go around you see this beautiful display. Do you care at all, or are you just focused on your task right now? I'm assuming you're probably not in the mood for sightseeing. So, what is your priority as you arrive at the event? The gallows have been covered with some sheets. There's a fancy tribute. There's several paintings on display. Actually, not as many, but a handful. There's actually also a buffet in which some of the less fortunate people are currently taking, well, making the most out of. And people are walking around chatting. There's a musical display of one of your friends. And it is not that hard to. Are you guys listening? I don't hear any responses, please. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm muted. Yeah, what is it?
Okay. You heard what I said.
We are currently in the square,
Okay.
and the people
Just
are
checking.
facing.
Just checking, because I was confused because you were so silent. Anyway, so you're in the main square. You see all these things happening, and there's quite a bit of a crowd there. But nonetheless, it is easy enough to spot Captain Kursk, as well as by the fact that there's a very safe distance of the crowd keeping away from him, and there's a couple of guards with him, of course, as well. And the events keep happening. People seem to be having a good time for the most part. How do you go about this? Do you want to rush up to Kursk, or?
Rika rushes up to the edge of the crowd, like 1 or 2 steps into his circle, and Captain Kursk, sir, salute and a bow, and say, we have found. I think you should come with us.
Stand down, men. What's going on?
We have found evidence.
Not very slowly. I see. Sort of motions you aside, and also pulls some of the guns. All right, let's keep this on the low. The gun situation is we don't want to disrupt this festivities. So that's what's happening. You go get some more people, more squadrons. Are you sure that you've got evidence?
Well, considering there's a pentagram made of blood and skeletons.
Right, okay. We're moving out. Lead the way.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, Rika, you return, and with you is, of course, the captain himself, followed by 2 elites and a couple more normal soldiers. Guards, as they all follow you. And Septimus, you stay together with Rika, I'm assuming? Okay.
Yes.
So you lead them back to Veshta Manor.
Yes, and while we're going, Rika's going to give her notebook to Kursk and show him the last few pages where she's sketched everything out and given location names for the different things.
You grabs the notebook and goes through it and sort of claps it shut and pockets it without really asking for your permission. As you arrive, Captain CoS basically takes over and just orders his men around to basically go for a charge and breach. And as they do, they basically ram open the gate with no looking even for the small ditch on the ground that you go. They have a more direct way, it appears, to solve this.
I mean, it's a 5 by 5 by 5 foot. It's a 5-foot cube.
Yeah, they're not far from it. Just
okay.
burst through, they start stamping up there, and at this point, Saban, we're cutting over to you. You actually worked in quite a good pace, so there's still a bit of time that you have before this one happens. Is there anything more you would like to do? You're muted. We cannot hear you.
Go to the scratching door
Hmm?
and open that up.
As you open it up, you see the same sight I described earlier in the session. You see this very skinny young girl dressed in what is only a nightgown, really, a white nightgown, on all her fours, jumping backwards like an animal onto her bed, screeching. Kitty does not recognize
Who did
you.
this?
Who are you? Who are you?
Friend, who did this?
She seems quite tense about your presence. You also see a variety of other things in the room, such as a food tray and yeah. What do you say? You just hit the door.
I'm a friend.
Roll animal
Who did
handling.
this? I'm better at that than persuasion. Doesn't help if I roll a 6.
Yeah. She.
Saban will also try to look if there's any signs of injuries on her, besides malnutrition.
Yeah, it seems that she isn't exactly well fed. It's hard to get a good look specifically. Like what she's wearing in the nightgown seems a little ragged and dirty, and there's a couple of scratches and rips on it as well. But otherwise, well, she also herself seems to have some dirt every once and somewhere, but otherwise it doesn't appear to be wounded per se. But as you start off with this, don't worry, I'm a friend, and try to go towards her with calming gestures to assure her you're not a threat, she visibly seems to ease up a little, clearly not being all that mistrusting. And she takes a few cautionary steps, you can't really say, well, she's crawling more like towards you, at the edge of the bed.
Saban will have placed the sword outside the room. He slowly lifts his cloak enough to show that he grabs a water skin and offers that to her.
Kitty has so many friends. You friends? You do not look like other kitties.
I'm a friend now. How long have you been here?
Kitty doesn't remember. Long.
Did someone put you here? He offers the water skin.
Mother puts me here when I do that. But I'm not
Sound
bad. I'm good.
You look good. I don't think that's what a mother should do. I think, Saban will whisper, just between you and me, I think maybe a mother should be here for a little while. Instead of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some water?
No. I'm fine.
Don't hesitate. Don't need to hesitate. You can take a sip if you want. French, yeah.
You mean animal handling? She seems quite apprehensive. What is that?
18.
Although first quite hesitant, clearly not certain how to accept this, eventually you manage to basically comment over that it's really fine, it's no hassle at all, she can have it. And she does sort of drink it. But as you do that, you also recognize that she isn't really drinking because she's supposed to, but more like because you were offering kindly to her. You see even that there is a sort of bowl with water in the room that seems still largely full. So
I'd rather eat from a water skin than a bowl, but yeah.
friend nice. I like friends.
That's good. So, do you want to stay in the room or
No,
should we
she
explore the
jumps off
house?
the bed and sort of tries to approach the doorway, which I'm presuming you're still standing in.
I mean, Saban is crouching. He's intimidating in full height, so I'd say he's like
That's good. You are
doing
sort of
crouch
eye
walk.
high with her then.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly, I'm treating it like a small animal. Trying to calm a cat or a dog. You want to explore the house a little? When's the last time you've been around?
I've been around a few sometimes. I just never really.
Do you have any... Well, we can look around. Do you have any hiding spots you like?
Library is really fun. Lots of hiding
We can go
spots.
there. We can go there.
Alright, so as you go with her into the library, she immediately starts playing with the other cats around there. And the cats also seem to recognize her and sort of get along quite well with her.
Mm.
And
She probably may have liked my tackle more than the water skin.
yeah, I mean, quite frankly, she's having a blast with the other cats. Some of which just can't be bothered by her enthusiasm, but there's a couple of them that do enjoy playing with her, seemingly. It's at this point that you hear
Watch over her.
shouting from outside.
Mm.
And multiple...
I look to the girl if she has a reaction to it. Kind of get close. That's...
She seems completely focused on playing with the other animals. But as the sound of footsteps going in unison gets louder and louder, she does suddenly perk up as well.
Hey, kitten.
She looked at him.
I think it's either gonna be more friends or... Well, there's a small chance that it's your mother. If she is your mother, I'm gonna say, we'll hide from her. Don't let her in yet. Let's keep having fun, but if they're more friends, we should let them in.
I'm good at hiding.
Alright, well, let's not hide yet.
Okay.
Let's first see who it is. If it's more friends, we can meet each other and then hide together.
Okay, if I can stand with you, friend.
Of course. Can Spawn kind of focus the cloak as a place to hide for now.
By the way, let's just be clear about her age. She's not a small kid by any means. She's sort of teenager at
Yeah,
some point. So
yeah.
She, yeah. But yeah, she's looking quite bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, with the malnutrition and Saban being close to middle age, it is a kid to him.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the group. As you get into the doors, you notice that something's off because the doors, they're barricaded. You immediately see the windows, they've been barricaded. Something's going on, something happened in your absence. It's boarded up with planks of wood, you see this. You can't see through any of the windows. The captain of guard, however, does not seem to care about it, and orders his men to simply breach through the door. And they will attempt doing so.
Under the broken roof.
It takes them quite some time.
That's the back of the house.
It takes them quite some time because, well, Saban has fortified the main door quite sufficiently.
Yeah.
In fact, it takes so much time that eventually Kursk basically just calls his normal soldiers off of it and basically does it himself with his elites. By utilizing some of his main strength of one of his arms, he basically just rams through the door and there's breaking a couple of splinters as one of the main furnitures, I'd say a bookshelf that you put in front, just basically slides
Yeah.
across the room into a corner.
Upon hearing all that racket,
Breaking apart.
I think Saban will, well, first of all, he's going to strap his shield back on and grab his sword and kind of point to the girl. We might be playing hide and seek after all.
Yay! Well, you want to hide with me? I know a good hiding spot.
Let's see. I'll make sure that the others know the rules so you can hide first. But let's see for now. Just follow with me.
Okay. So you start making your way downstairs?
Yeah. Do you want the cloak?
Give?
More like, can help you hide.
Well, no, I think I can hide quite well. The trick is to go in dark corners where no one thinks to look.
It's a good point. I'll need to use it myself. I think I'm going to rely on the cloak for my hiding then.
She nods eagerly, and
Yeah.
that eventually you stand in the stairway and you can see downstairs as basically Kursk wheels back and orders his men to basically go through. And he basically snaps at Rika and said, right, so where are you looking at?
All right. So
You could have
it's-
knocked.
Immediately as you stand there and you say that, a couple of the elites rush towards you up the stairs.
Calm down. Calm down. He's a friend.
Saban takes his shield up and the sword and kind of stands between the guards and the kitten. Come on, we're friends.
He was investigating with us. He stayed
Kursk
behind.
calls his men to stand down and where they follow. And he says, you, what's your reason for being here?
Just points to the two.
Yeah, he was here with us. He stayed behind.
We'll
I
talk
made
about
sure
this
that the
later.
madame
For
wouldn't
now,
get here
come
first.
downstairs and join the other two.
Just made sure the madame wouldn't get here first.
Now, and who's that?
It seems that it was kitten held by the madame. I think for now, for her sake, let's look into that later. Come on, friend. I have some more friends to show you.
Yeah, she is getting all sorts of weird looks, and she's basically just going down the stairs on all four, which looks so weird and sort of nightmarish considering how thin she is.
Yeah. Saban kind of opens up his cloak, puts it over her, so there's less looks on her.
Yeah, it's disturbing, to say the least. And as that happens, once again, Kursk basically looks at Rika for guidance as to where it is exactly that they spotted all this evidence.
All right, follow me. Rika's going to show him and the others the way.
All right. As that happens, he orders some of the security, some of the normal guards basically just stand down in front and basically rush the perimeter, as the rest of them fully go.
Yep, I'm going to show them the chest with the full of bones. I'm going to mention that it's very trapped, and I'm going to show them up the stair, up the ladder to the attic, and show them the attic.
As you go there, you finally make it back to where you were before, and you're relieved to find that it has been untouched, other than some rope lying around the bed that wasn't there before. But other than that, yeah, you find precisely what you were looking for. Right, that is more than enough.
Blood pentagram, a corpse in a chest.
Yeah, he just stands there looking at it, just side glancing and goes, "Now I'll do good work. We'll talk later more about this.
Of course, sir.
You're dismissed."
Thank you.
At which point, Kursk returns downstairs with a couple of guards and starts basically shouting orders for them to start absolutely searching for every nook and cranny of the house. And with that, you are left by yourselves. Some of the guards, one of the leads, has basically pushed you to leave at this point, as they are slowly but surely pushing you, or rather escorting you to the front of the tunnel.
Are they pushing the kitten with us? So,
The kitten just naturally follows you at this point.
all right, the guards don't really react to that.
Oh, they react, but they don't want.
They don't
anything.
react in the way that they want to keep her behind.
Not really.
Alright.
They just don't want anything to do with whatever the fuck that is.
All right.
And so you find yourself outside of the house. There's still a light shower of rain. being over.
Say before we got escorted out, someone would have introduced Kitten to Rika, and now under what name would he introduce
For Rika?
Remus Septimus Saracen? Spawn, I guess, he's can leave it open. He's like, this is Rika, and this is
Wait, you're introducing me to Kitty, right?
yeah.
Okay. Remus.
So Rika and Remus, and I am Saban.
I
Unless
like
we get-
friends.
We are friends. And once we're outside, Saban will ask the other two, either of you have something more than a nightgown for her? Or...
She is, with all the rain, it's quite muddy outside, and she's just sort of like, oh, what's going through the mud.
I have, and she's gonna take off her cloak and you know, present it to Kitty. Would you like this?
She looks very hesitant. How do you present it? Just in a very straightforward way, or?
Just, you know, take it off the shoulders and present it and say, you can wear this if you'd like. It'll protect you from the rain.
Why are you showing it as a
How-
cloak? Just,
Yeah. How covering is the cloak of Septimus? Because Saban may want to step in like my cloak is better.
I mean, just statistically speaking, yours covers more. You're a larger man.
True. But the other one would be more fitting, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
It's a cloak. I will tell you.
Alright, so you're going to offer a cloak. Which one of you, by the way? No? Should you agree?
Septimus can try.
Alright, acceptance. In that case, give me an animal handling roll, but with advantage at this point.
Excuse me? A what roll?
Animal handling.
What the
She
fuck?
behaves more like a cat than a human.
Okay. Oh boy. 8.
No,
21.
advantage.
Not 20.
Because you are friend of friend.
Yeah.
And so as you sort of reach out at first, once again she hesitates, but then she realizes that you are friend of friend, and steps forward and very cautiously with her muddy hands sort of like grabs it and very clumsily sort of puts it on. Like at a moment she seems to be completely lost inside as her head is sticking in there and she's sort of like struggling to find a hole. But after a moment of time, she's got it on. As a very slender limbs make their way through the walls.
Do you have any change of clothes for her? Like at Vasily's or with you?
I'd probably have some.
I think we should head over there for now.
Yeah.
Kitty, do you want to walk through town, or would you like me to carry you?
I wanna run.
We can run together. Don't get lost, okay?
I don't get lost. I never get lost. I haven't been outside for a while.
It might have changed a little, so... Also, you don't know where we're going.
She just seems absolutely brilliant at the fact that she's outside. She doesn't even mind the mud or anything. In fact, she even seems to start playing around with splits in it a bit.
Yeah, Saban is gonna look at Septimus. You okay with your cloak being muddied?
Some mud isn't gonna scare me. But he is gonna,
Maybe a
pull
bit more than some.
Saban closer and be like, what I do want to know is where the hell you found this person.
That is Lady
Yeah.
Vashta's daughter.
Just behind the door, we heard screeching from behind. I'd say we probably want to show her to the burgomaster later on. But for now, let's put her into something else than a nightgown and a cloak.
Alright.
I mean, to be fair, we already have the deed to the bone grinder. I think it's just time to gather our kids, go up there and just say, we have more kids, move out.
We are
We have
better
more of a
orphans
need.
than you. We have the deeds,
Yeah.
we have the kids, but just,
Like,
Yeah.
there's obviously apparently more need of us than there are of you. So how about you just,
Yeah.
alright.
move out?
I think at this point we'll call a quick break and we'll be back in 10